Now, for this week on the Pearl Reports.
Folks, we're on the line with Kahlil Robertson, former Southlake Christian Academy football champion. And he's just telling us the story about how he transitioned from basketball to football. You end up getting a scholarship to go to the University of Toledo. Tell us about that process and that transition from high school to the University of Toledo.
It was definitely a learning experience for me. Coming out of high school with back-to-back state championships, junior and senior year, man, I felt like I was on top, really. And then, going into college, the transition for me was different because, I didn't get to play like right away.
Right.
I'm used to, being on the field, playing and everything, and that was different for me when I went to school, to college. So that was a humbling experience for me, but it definitely taught me the fundamental things such as really working hard. Not even just talking about it, more so being about it. A lot of work behind closed doors, a lot of work when people aren't looking. It taught me some of those things that I believe will help me forward with anything I do in life, really. And I'm actually grateful, that I went through that opportunity. It was something that it was necessary, and it pushed me to become the best player I could be, and it worked in our favor. I ended up leaving with the conference championship, bowl game appearances, and much success individually and collectively as a team. So I would say that was my biggest takeaway or biggest transformation that I had to go through enduring from that high school to college transition.
Oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. It having to sit down and be patient does teach us some life lessons. And I saw some of the stats, but correct me. We're talking over 180 tackles, something like 8 career interceptions. Am I in the ballpark there?
Yeah, I've never really been a big stats guy. Honestly, I was, just based off performance. But the tackles, I think you are in the right ballpark. I know I believe it was 8 interceptions. But, I never really was big on my personal stats. I just tried to go out there and play the game honestly. And, the success will come. I just been more so just focused on me doing what I need to do and take care of business on the field, and that will allow for, the numbers and the successes for that to come.
Absolutely. But it is one stat that we're going to highlight, and that's being back-to-back state champions from Southlake Christian Academy in 2014 and 2015. Played with some top talent there. I remember that running back, Robert Washington. A lot of folks may remember that name. And I also remember your name, Kahlil Robertson, because you guys were making some noise. You go off to Toledo. You start making some noise up there. Like you said, you had some bowl appearances. Now we're trying to transition, right, to the professional ranks. You get ready to have this pro day, and COVID-19 step in. So talk to us about that and how you're currently keeping yourself occupied during these times.
Yeah, I believe everybody that was expecting to have their pro day, I know a lot of teams, a lot of schools canceled their pro days, but it definitely was unexpected and pretty, and, hurtful in the sense that, this is stuff that we've been training for a long time and, hoping to get that opportunity. But, like I said, with helping me doing that transition from high school to college, it also taught me the ethics of patience and, the situations, and your time will come. So that's pretty much how I believe a lot of athletes, especially myself, are looking at it. And I've still been training. I've met some, been still going to lift and run as much as possible. Still staying occupied like in that way. And just staying positive, knowing that, like I said, everybody has an opportunity, and that opportunity will come.
Yeah, yeah. So Kahlil, let me ask it this way. I've had Darius Royster, who was the MEAC Defensive Player of the Year, on the show, and I asked him this same question. Let's tell GMs out there what they can expect from Kahlil Robinson's game at the safety position.
They can expect a lot of talent. I think I would be able to bring my aspect of the game as well as fit into whichever defensive scheme and whatever tactics that they have for their defense. And like I said, I think I bring a different athletic ability to my game, which enhances my performance also. So, and just a relentless guy that's going to give it everything that I have, 100% every time. So, and a reliable guy, somebody you can count on. A lot of different attributes that I believe separate me from a lot of different players. So, whichever team is going to get that, they're going to get the best version of me, no doubt.
Absolutely. Who would you best compare your game to right now? Who do you look at in the league today and say, I like that guy. I want to model. I model my game after this guy or that guy. Someone from the past or the present.
Right now, I look at Tyler Matthews. That's like my favorite safety right now, man. He's a dynamic guy. He honestly, he's just a playmaker. He has a lot of different, a lot of talent and a lot of different positions. But I think the bottom line is he's going to make plays, and that's kind of something that I think that I would like to do is be a playmaker. A lot of areas and positions that I can play on the field, but regardless, I'm going to be able to make plays. Wherever I'm at, as long as I'm on the field, I'm going to be able to make plays. And I like that about Matthews, man.
That's right. And I think he's the one who's changed that position, right? He's shown defenses and defensive coordinators this is what you can really do with the safety position. So kudos to him for sure. Now, who are you being represented by?
My agent is James Williams.
And where is he based out of?
He's up in Raleigh. I think he's been doing a good job so far with his work.
Yeah. Now, you said something earlier when we started out the show, and we're going to conclude with this, Kahlil. You mentioned that you started out with basketball, and it's a lot of kids who are doing the same thing right now, right? So what advice would you give to athletes? Because, you can't have 1 million athletes playing one sport, right, trying to get a college scholarship. It's just not going to work. We've had coaches on the show to talk about, they've said they would love to see athletes play more than one sport today, right, because that's something that's going away. What advice would you give to athletes who may not be seeing a lot of success on the hardwood and making the transition over to the gridiron? What advice would you give to athletes who are looking to make the transition from basketball to football?
I would encourage it a lot, honestly. I believe a lot of the skill set that you use on the basketball court will help you on the football field. For one, first thing I think of is condition. You do a lot more running and everything in basketball. I feel like you'll be in top football shape. Once you make that transition, so that'll be a huge adjustment for a lot of players. And then another thing I would say would be just to keep your options open. Like don't try to use just one area to go all out in. You might have a different experience at another sport that you never thought you would have. Just to be able to keep yourself open and take those opportunities. And you never know what will happen. It might be able to change your life. So that's some of the advice I would give to the kids. Trying to take that, try to venture out into the different areas.
Yeah, man. Well, you're looking to change your life, your family life, by going from the University of Toledo to an NFL prospect. I tell you, GMs need to, I think if they watch the film, they look at the athletes out there, including yourself, who are putting in work. Don't let your eyes fool you, right? Don't your eyes telling you something for a reason. What you seeing the truth in action. If the guy can do it on a college D1 level, and you're seeing it with your own two eyes, let that speak. Let that speak. Take a risk. Take a chance. Because that's how championships and teams who have championship makeup, that's how they're born. And Kahlil Robinson, he got two of them, by the way, back to back at Southlake Christian Academy. Kahlil Robinson, I appreciate you, man, and we wish you nothing but success as you transition and look to get invited to a team mini camp in the NFL. Any parting thoughts or any last words before we get on out of here?
Oh, man, appreciate it. Thank you for having me. It means a lot, man. I really do appreciate it.
Absolutely. Kahlil Robinson. You can follow Kahlil Robinson on Facebook at Kahlil Robinson. That's on Facebook. And check for him, folks. We're going to be watching, see how this thing progress when they open these doors back up. It looks like something's going to happen, Kahlil. Don't know when, but I think the tide is turning a little bit. I think we're all itching to get sports back going, but I think we're almost figuring out how to open these doors back up and keep everyone safe. And, we're hoping that you're getting, you guys will get invited. You'll get invited to a team mini camp, man, so you can showcase your talents.
Right. No doubt, for sure. Same thing.
Absolutely. Kahlil Robinson, Southlake Christian Academy, University of Toledo, NFL prospect. I'm speaking it right now, Kahlil. NFL's prospect. You heard it here first, right here on the Pearl Reports.